Hey, hey, welcome back to the channel. I am Eb, and today I'm going to be talking about a video game called Kindred Fates. I actually backed this game. You can see my pledge at the top over there. I have given $45 for this, so when the game comes out, I'll get the combat demo, and I will also have a digital version of the game, I believe, on Steam. And also, the game has reached one of its funding goals, so it will come out on the Switch roughly 2022, 23, if I remember correctly, is their date that they are giving for this game. Obviously, it's still fairly new, fairly alpha, obviously, but we're gonna, even though it's already been funded, I'm just gonna, throw some more stuff at you, because we still have one more week as of today. So today is the 20th, and it will end on the 27th at 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So you have 1 week. Technically, depending on when this video comes out, you'll have that amount of days until the 27th at 7 a.m. Obviously. Anyway, I just wanted to talk about this because obviously Pokemon Sword and Shield came out relatively soon, couple months back. I was not happy with it. It was okay. It was it was a normal Pokemon, it was just like, oh, new gen, but it's just, oh, we're not gonna take that big of a step, as Pokemon normally does work with their development cycles and their mechanics. So Kindred Fates, I have seen all the trailers. I have them all lined up right here, right behind me, in a playlist ready to go. But we're gonna take a look at the Kickstarter page first, and I'm gonna take a look at all the stuff and all the goals and all the content that they're planning on giving us, and explanations of what they're doing, and then we'll go into the trailer and give you my thoughts, right, about what's going on. So, okay, rating mechanics. So these are all the stretch goals, and then also you can click to donate. Obviously, I will have a link to their Kickstarter. It's in the freaking up there I forget what this is called. I don't know why, but anyway, you'll find that link and the link to their PayPal in the description down below, so you can go check those out on your own. Essentially what Kindred Fates is, it's an open world RPG with some Pokemon inspiration. It doesn't take everything from Pokemon. It has the capture, the creature capture, the battle concept. It's not the same because it's not turn-based. However, they did, well, you'll see in a bit. But anyway, the point is that however, its narrative feels more mature, more adult compared to Pokemon. Obviously, Kindred Fates feels like, hey, we don't have a more mature Pokemon, right? Because all the audience that originated with Pokemon, even me at the time, we were kids, and now that we're grown up, we're like, hey, Pokemon is fucking slow. But the point is that Pokemon is sticking to their demographic, right? I keep getting older, but Pokemon keeps getting older, but their audience stays the same, right? They're that's their niche that they're going with, instead of trying to apply their brand to kids and adults. No, screw the adults, they grew up, they don't care, so we're gonna just go with the kids now, so they can just take half steps and half measures with their game design and be like, whatever, who cares, it's for the kids, and then all the adults will have to be like, hey, fuck it, it's for the kids, so we can't really judge it too much. It's like, you can judge it, it's a game, it's $60, and someone has to pay for that shit. Okay, so here's my pledge. You will see that in a bit. So and we'll go through the details about that. So this is gonna be a very long video, so please, if you're planning on stick around. If you just want to watch me, watch the trailers, then I'll probably put a time code or something. I don't know. We'll put a time code right there for you. There you go. You can go skip to that time code and you can watch just the trailers. Or you can watch all the trailers down below. I'll link you the playlist so that you can watch them. I'll also link their YouTube channel so you can go and follow, and also keep an eye on them yourself. Skymill Studios, so you can also go check their Twitter. I'll link everything from their content in the description down below, obviously. because I want them to make this game, and I'm really excited for it. So let's look at some of the stretch goals. So breeding mechanics, we've seen that in Pokemon before. Mechanically similar to other games, but different in subject matter. Okay, so they don't really explain that a little, but that we're probably gonna get that later on in the description. But we're just looking at the goals. Build your own guild. Ever wanted to build a guild and lead your own guild? Now you can. So obviously building and leading a guild is very much like any other MMORPG like Final Fantasy XIV. That's the only MMO I know. I'm assuming you can do that in World of Warcraft. I'm just assuming. Someone correct me in the comments, or, you know, hey, yeah, that's accurate. But that's really nice, right? Because you insinuates that there is co-op, so that you and your friends can all be part of the same group and, like, you know, go out and have fun and do co-op stuff like that, which is very fun. I really enjoyed that. I am phenomenally excited for that. So let's see. That's just great, like, you know, because I love being able to do that, like kind of like Call of Duty, where you have like your hashtag, whatever, where like the 4 or 3 letters that you and your friends are like part of, that like, yeah, we're fucking West Side bullshit, East Side Bloods and Crips bullshit, you know. Anyway, like, we're gonna move on from that. That felt stupid. More bond activities, new ways to interact with your kinfolk, play dice games, blow off steam with a training dummy, and more. So essentially, bond activities are very much akin to Pokemon and Me, or anything that originated with the 3DS, or because I know X and Y did it. It's just very much like the training and stuff. What was it called? The IV and EV trainings or whatever, which those were mainly for competitive stuff. Or how you needed to use the Pokemon and Me so that you can care for your Eevee enough so that its friendship was high enough so that it can evolve into the fairy evolution of Eevee. Sylveon, whatever. Anyway, so that's basically what that is, right? Just have some fun. We're gonna get to why I'm not explaining that too well, because there is another catch to that, or that it's interesting because that mechanic is a little different due to the monster mechanic, or the essence of how the monsters work in this game. So 25 more kinfolk. We'll add an additional 25 kinfolk to the game. Someone made a small typo, but that's fine, you know, it happens. And understandable. Ended. Turn-based combat option. Okay. They put ended like right over it, but it kind of covers the turn. An optional setting for those who prefer playing with turn-based combat. So that, again, this is going to go back to very much more of a Pokemon analogous combat system, where turn-based, where you have attack, you have run, you have items, you have your other fucking Pokemon monsters, whatever this game calls them, kinfolk. And then Nintendo Switch release. Kindred Fates will come to the Nintendo Switch, which is nice. Hopefully, Skymill Studios, hopefully if you're listening, I highly recommend that you're able to eventually get this onto the PS4 and the Xbox, because that is a big deal. If you can beat Pokemon, understandably, Pokemon is big. It is massive. But if you can get multi-platform before Pokemon and have what Pokemon wants, or what people want from a Pokemon game, or, oh, hey, this would be cool, this is kind of fun, right? You would have that edge there. You would be as big as Pokemon, maybe. Probably not, but, you know, because Pokemon is just, it's fucking Pokemon. It's been around too long. But from the trailer so far, the level of narrative design, the attention to detail, and the combat mechanics, all of this is looking like a phenomenal game. And to keep it just on the Switch and just compete with Pokemon, that's a big ask. So I highly recommend that you go multi-platform. I think it's literally the only way you can beat Nintendo. So hopefully that'll work out for you, and I'm supporting you, because obviously I've already pledged $45 just so I can play the beta. But we'll talk about that later. So 50 more kinfolk. We'll add a total of 50 additional kinfolk to the final game. That's great. So I don't remember what the core concept is. So I don't remember what that is. Advanced environment interactions. topple trees, lift boulders, set fires, enjoy the seasons, and more. So essentially, so you'll be able to interact with the environment, which is very nice, very much like Pokemon. Like strength, surf, all that other stuff. Or like Zelda, where Link, like in one of the, I guess, scripted sections, there's a boulder on top of like a cliff, and then down below there's a bokoblin like camp, and then you just push it and it kills them all. It's like, oh, that's nice environment, right? So that's good. So we got all of that. So next is co-op. Co-op, $35,000. Where are we at? How much? Damn, we need like another 10,000. Shit, I don't have that much money, and I'm not a big YouTuber, but hopefully just get on it, because this is shaping up to be really good. You'll see when we get to the trailers. So the next couple of goals, which we have a week, and we've already hit 25,000. Fairly well. I say we as if I'm part of their dev team. Co-op, play through the game story together with your friends. So I'm assuming, which is a little weird because they do have the guild option. So I'm assuming what they mean is that, like, multiplayer isn't part of the narrative, right? Like, you can play the game story with your friends, but building your guild and stuff, I guess that's just free roam only, right? Like, you can't play the narrative with your friends, obviously. So I'm assuming that's what the the option is there, is that so that they can do that. 3 new legendary kinfolk, each with their own unique quest and area to explore. Wow, so they're gonna build an area with and all it takes is $10,000 just to make a new area with 3 of them, and each with like a specific area. More to come if we make it this far. I mean, I kind of want all these. That'd be great, but I feel like at this point they're gonna plateau. So once we might. I say we because I'm invested in this fucking shit now. Also, bit of interesting backstory, I guess. I have never pledged to a Kickstarter ever, and then I found out about this. Well, I found out about Wonderful 101 first, but no, I don't care about Wonderful 101. People can do that, and if the game comes out, I'll buy it. But I'm not personally gonna support that. Platinum doesn't really have a good track record with narrative video games. However, yes, I understand Nier Automata is technically a Platinum Games, but it's Yoko Taro's mind and narrative, and essentially Platinum Games is just the mechanics and stuff. So you get my point. Hopefully, if you're not, that's fine. I understand. The game Kindred Fates is an open-world monster battling RPG and a love letter to the monster battle genre. Our goal is to evolve the genre and finally bring fans what they've been asking for. So that's interesting, right? Our goal is to evolve the genre and finally bring fans what they've been asking for. Welcome home. So yes, this is exactly what I've wanted, right? Pokemon has been stagnating, well, for a while now. I would say after Gen 4 for me, personally. After Gen 4, I feel like they didn't really change a lot, and they just added different things with the base still staying the same. However, they did remove Underground, which was in Diamond and Pearl, and then they also removed like those stupid like campsites in Ruby and Sapphire, which obviously they expanded in Diamond and Pearl, but then after that they removed them entirely, which wasn't fun. And I always thought Pokemon would be cool if you can have that, like a guild, like you can have your own home outside of where, you know, you start off in the game, right? And Pokemon always felt very small compared to what I've seen in this, which we'll get to eventually, obviously, once we get to the later scenes. I don't know, I think I might turn this into like 2 separate videos, maybe. This one specifically explaining this, and then obviously the other one just dealing with all the trailers, you know, that'd be interesting. Story. One of the things we are more passionate about is delivering a thought-provoking and compelling story. Many of us who grew up with monster battle games hope that they would mature as we did. Exactly. See, they fucking get it, right? It's like as we grew up, right? And that's why they're making this game. That's why they're fucking doing this, is because we have moved on, right? We have grown older, but Pokemon has stayed the same, and Pokemon is still just, you know, catering to the 18-year-olds, right? Where we're 25. We're no longer you know, Pokemon's interests were too old for them, you know. We aim to create a game with thought-provoking storytelling, antagonists with a sympathetic cause, compelling character development, morally ambiguous decisions, and living with the consequences of your action. That's interesting. I love that. Very human. All of this is music to my ears, man. Fucking give me that fucking ramen, man. I'll fucking slurp that shit all goddamn day. Motherfucker. Oh, fuck. It's like sushi. It's like I'm being fed sushi, right? I eat like 4, and they're good, and they're probably good for me, but I'm not getting full, so I'm gonna eat more, and it's just it's music to my ears, man. Like, this is shit I want. This is like this sounds so far like Sony level of narrative, right? Like Last of Us part bullshit. You'll see why when we get to the trailers, which oof, I feel a lot nicer. The map, the game takes place in the region Hinterlock, a region filled with rugged mountains, lush forests, and massive lakes. I really like it. It bucks the trends of normal Pokemon level design. Like this doesn't feel like a pathway, right? Like you can kind of see a path, but it's not clear, right? Like Pokemon X and Y was like clearly a star shape, like but it was also like Paris. It's like it's not as clear here. Like this feels real more than anything, you know. It was really nice. And then here are some clip shots, you know, blah blah blah. Character custom, so which is nice. So obviously, this is great. Being able to do this, we're gonna see these clips later on anyway. But I'm gonna, you know, that's nice, right? That's good. Instead of, you know, having to use a bike or, you know, having a Pokemon randomly pop up and have like a surfboard, and now you can magically surf with it. Like that's kind of fucking stupid. Whereas like, oh yeah, this creature that is capable of using water or by its existential design could, you know, swim, you would be able to use it, right? Oh, a bird that can fly. Yeah, look at that. Oh my god. It's just like simple game design, right? You can use it to fly around the map. But, you know. In Kindred Fates, you'll be able to customize the appearance of your human character. There will be a wide selection of clothing, skin tones, hair colors, hairstyles, and body types to choose from. So obviously that's very fun. Obviously we've kind of seen that with Pokemon. This is more character creation, whereas Pokemon was character customization. You had like frames and layout templates with Pokemon so far, and you can change their hat, the hair color, blah blah blah. However, with this is more of a character creation. Like you can build a character from scratch. You can change their height, you can choose their weight, you can choose their sex, you can choose their hair color, all the, you know, obviously all the shit that they're clearly talking about here. A player home. You actually get a fucking home. Dude, this is better than Pokemon Home. Like, that's so good. I love it when video games do that, when you can actually have, at the start of the game, you'll be given a house to live in. That's great. That's fun. You can customize things like furniture, the layout, and even build expansions. Some expansions act like upgrades for your home, allowing you to do things like plant a garden, craft items, or upgrade key items. This feels very much like Persona for me, right? Where like Persona, obviously, kind of, right? You have a home, you come back to it, you can build on top of it. Maybe more like Sims, like Fortnite Sims, kind of, right? You can build shit, but it's more for like your home. But isn't Sims where you're just like that far back? You're in the action, right? You're the character, you're moving around, you're throwing all these stuff. We'll get to that later, obviously. Your home is also the place you return to if you're defeated in combat. As you play through the game, you'll find other homes for sale in various towns across the region. That's great. That's fun. That's good. Guilds in Kindred Spirits are a bit like gyms in other monster catching games. The guild in each town exists to protect its citizens. Each guild consists of a guild leader and platoon of tacticians and their teams. Guild leaders are highly respected members of their community and skilled tacticians in combat. Guilds are often looking for new recruits, so if you prove your worth to them, they might just make you a member. That's cool. Very different from gyms, whereas gyms are like, hey, we're here to test your skills. It's like, yo, no, we need to protect these people And so it gives an existential narrative reason, right, for these characters actually becoming part of a guild, and that not everybody wants to do that, which is nice, right? Because in Pokemon, it feels like, why wouldn't you become a Pokemon trainer? You get to run around and do whatever the fuck you want, you know. Each guild requires potential tacticians to complete a different set of challenges to gain admission. Some may simply require you to defeat a high-ranking member in combat, while others may have more strict requirements that include solving puzzles or testing the quality of your character. That's great. I like that. So it's like, hey, it's not just fucking beat the shit out of this person with type advantage. Like, no. Hey, solve this, puzzle as a, decision-making skills or critical thinking, and then also quality of your character. Hey, not all people are great, so becoming a person with, these creatures could set you down the wrong path. Again, following the whole narrative of, let's go back to the story. Where does it say that? Of decision making. Where is it? Consequences. Let's see. Thought-provoking storytelling, antagonists with sympathetic cause, compelling character development, morally ambiguous decisions, and living with the consequences of your actions. So I wonder if potentially you can become a villain, but this elaborates on that, right? Problem-solving skills, testing the quality of your character, right? So that's why it's interesting, right? Because some people with the power of these spirits could harness that for evil, right? Or, well, harm against others, which is obviously why we have guild members, right? Because other people are like, yeah, motherfucker, I'm gonna kill everybody, like that kind of bullshit, like, haha, I got this motherfucking powerful ass spirit, I'm gonna fucking wreck your shit, that kind of thing. Build your guild. Not every town has a guild to defend it. If we reach the build your guild stretch goal, we'll add the following to in-game guilds. If you've got what it takes, you might choose to start a guild of your own and become a guild leader yourself. To get started, you'll need a building. Call your headquarters. There are many. I love it. It's like I actually exist and make a difference in this world. Hey, these people don't have a fucking militia, essentially, right? And you get to know the characters, and you're like, they're getting attacked, right? Or whatever. Or it's so good. So goddamn good, and I'm falling in love with it every second I fucking think about it. And it's only $45. $45, you get the full game and access to the beta. That is not a bad deal. Anyway, blah blah blah. College headquarters. There are many buildings available to purchase across the region. Some more expensive than others. So that's kind of cool, right? So I wonder if there's gonna be a bit of an ecosystem, right, where you have a couple. You can have more than one guild. Or like you start off one guild and it makes enough money and you're like, all right, I'm gonna plop another one on because, hey, we need to save these motherfuckers so that people aren't getting murdered or whatever the hell is going on in their world. Once you've made a selection, you'll need to give your guild a name and an insignia. From there, it's yours to do with as you please. Recruit new members, train with them, add traps, design puzzles, and customize the interior to your taste. So that's nice. That's a very interesting concept where you can actually use these as a way to. That's nice. Name and insignia. So it's very much an MMORPG kind of aspect where you actually exist in the world and actually matter by making a difference. I hope you don't pay for it, but I'm wondering if that's going to be online. So I wonder if people jump into your game, they see all of your stuff, obviously, and then if you go into their game, your stuff doesn't exist technically. That'd be interesting. I'd like that. Obviously, you're allowed to do the train, add traps, do the puzzles, and all the other, stuff that they were saying about guilds, It's nice. Solve puzzle solving, test the quality of your character, and might be able to do that with recruit new members. It looks like you'll be able to do that with the build your own guild. That's pretty good. While playing the game online, you can challenge other players' guilds or anyone to challenge yours. You can even be able to select your guild as your preferred stage when queuing up for matchmaking. Oh, nice. That's cool. This will only affect the stage's appearance in competitive modes to ensure layouts remain standardized. Alright, so that just means, like, yeah, okay, I get it. Okay. So you can make it so that your guild is the place they fight, or if they're like, hey, let's fight in mine, then I guess it'll be randomized which one gets picked. Along with all the perks, being a guild leader also comes with a lot of responsibility. As a guild leader, it's your job to ensure your guild is prepared to defend against attacks. If your guild isn't able to repel an attack, it could have serious consequences for the town. Which is nice. That's interesting. A bit of a tower defense. It's adding a lot. A lot of people are like, oh, it's a Pokemon, you know, clone. It's like, no, it's not. This is not a Pokemon clone. It has the base, right? It has the foundation of a Pokemon monster battle RPG, I guess. But a lot of it is exceeding what Pokemon normally does. Recruitment. Where other monster battle games have breeding, Kindred Spirits has recruitment. Once you're a member of a guild, either an existing guild or your own, you'll have the ability to recruit new members to your team. First, select and like search for a new recruit. Select from kinfolk you're interested in recruiting. Your party will leave for a bit while they search for kinfolk who might have interest in joining. Oh, that's interesting. So kinfolk. So you can send out one of your kinfolk to go find another one. That's interesting. Leave for a bit. Once they found someone, they'll let you know and begin teaching them the basics of combat back at the headquarters. That's interesting. That's cool. They'll pass down some of their skill and knowledge of combat, which in turn forms the base stats. Oh, and known moves of the new recruit. That's dope. So if you're like, oh, I have this Pokemon, or well, this kinfolk, and I want another one, I'm gonna send out this one because I like this one's abilities, but I want that one too, or whatever. That'd be I hope there's no dupes though, no duplicates. Like, so if you have it, it won't find, oh hey, I found this one, but I already have it. So it's like, well, that was just a waste of time. That'd be interesting. You can select up to 2 party members to search for new recruits. If 2 are selected, a new party member can be found twice as fast. Oh, but that's not mutually exclusive. Okay, to be fair, I'm being critical because I want it to be good. All right, but just because 2 of them are out doesn't mean they're looking for the same creature. But I guess that's what happens if you send out 2 at a time. What if you send one and then the other? Do they like meet up and like, hey, let's go both find one? What if I want 2? How does that work? Can I be like, boom, I have this one for finding someone, and then you can send out another? Or you could be like, hey, you have one already looking, you want to add this person to that party so it makes it go faster, maybe? I wonder how they're gonna deal with that. Skymill Studios, I hope you figure that out. That's gonna be great. When only one party member passes down their skills and knowledge, the new recruit randomly receives 2 of their teacher's base stats. When 2 party members pass down their skills and knowledge, the new recruit randomly receives 2 base stats from each teacher. These do not overlap. Interesting. If the teacher is in the same evolutionary tree as the recruit, they are more likely to pass down an additional base stat. At level 100, they are what the fuck? At 100? How fast do these fuckers level? They are guaranteed to randomly pass down 3 of their base stats so long as the recruit is in the same evolutionary tree. Okay. So it's a percentage, but then once you hit 100, it's guaranteed 3. So the percentage for 3 stats passing over increases to permanent to 100. Okay, good. Just like meeting new kinfolk out in the world, your party members have a very small chance to recruit phantom kinfolk. So phantom kinfolks are essentially shinies in this universe. Making camp. Well, you'll see in it. Oh, actually, it doesn't show here because it doesn't show in trailers anyway. Making camp. Your camp acts as a checkpoint that you can place anywhere in the wild as long as you're not in combat. If you're defeated in battle, you'll return to your camp instead of your home, making it much easier to get back to where you were when you lost. Which this isn't a help, but you'll see why. Aside from being a checkpoint for you to return to, it's also a place where you can get to know your kinfolk better. You'll be able to cook food and talk with them. The kinfolk. So here are some of the kinfolk: a deer, a weird skull with the scythe. That's pretty. A raccoon wolf, a serpent, a water serpent, very Gyarados-y, obviously. A 4-winged Pidgeotto. I guess a fucking I don't know what the ones from Mario are called. I don't really care about Mario anyway. And then a little C dot, another, you know, obviously showing the range. However, we have 2 birds. That's still a little odd. But I guess one's an eagle and the other's a crow or something. And then we have the Auburn line, which I'll explain later, which is actually going to be really fun. And then Mechid. So obviously Auburn is very much a starter. I guess it's a fire type. It's looking like it. And then we have a Mechid who, I mean, come on. Is no one getting fucking Gardevoir vibes here? Ralts, Kirlia, no? Ralts, Kirlia, Gardevoir. Come on, motherfucker. You don't see that shit? Come on, motherfucker. Come on. Branching evolutions. Every kinfolk in Kindred Fates has a tree of branching evolutions. When evolving your kinfolk, you will always have a choice to make. Some branches are unlocked simply by leveling up. Other require special conditions to be met first. These evolutionary trees come in many shapes and sizes. What will you choose? So you can level up into the, I guess, the 4-legged one. So I guess the Auburn, you can go from this one to this one or this one. It doesn't go this one, then this one. That's nice. I like that. That's very cool. And then, damn, this one has 2 separate evolutions from that first evolution. Holy fuck. But I'm wondering if this evolution is part here. Like, that's interesting. So I wonder what this one will look like. What this one's evolutions will look like if they're not the same as this one. Which would be kind of unfortunate. So obviously we'll see that later in the trailers. But when a kinfolk evolves, they are the one who gets to choose their path. Wait, what? But I thought I did. So it's randomized? Or I'm assuming it's based on whatever stat, right? Like if it's a speed stat, it'll be the 4-legged one. If it's like its attack stat is higher, it'll be the bear, the 2-legged bear one, maybe. Sentience. Not only can kinfolk talk, they are sentient beings, which is interesting because that isn't something Pokemon does not have, even in its characters, even in its human characters. Funnily enough, they're very like kind of bland, which is very nice. That's very good. I am excited for that. So we'll see kinfolk just running shops and shit, and it's like, dude, everyone's a fucking character, and that's great, and I love it. Just like people, they have their own individual tastes and personalities. They have free will and may even decide to leave your team if you treat them badly or if they no longer trust you. Players who form strong bonds with their kinfolk won't have to worry about this though. What the fuck? So if you treat them like shit, they'll leave, or if they don't trust me, they'll fucking leave. Dude. So this game really wants you to pay attention. That's good. I love it. It's like, yo, motherfucker, you can't just run around. You gotta actually pay attention to these fuckers, you know? You gotta feed them, you gotta love them, you gotta care about them. A bond is a special connection you share with each kinfolk on your team. There are many benefits to having a strong bond with your kinfolk. They fight harder in combat, can learn new moves, and even become a mount. Oh, so when you're running along, so if you're riding on the 4-legged one, it's not guaranteed if you're not friendly enough with it. Oh, nice. Getting to know them better by playing games, sharing a meal, talking, or winning in combat will all raise the bond you have with the kinfolk. That's dope, dude. Losing many times in a row will lower your bond, and so will making choices that upset them. So you might want to find kinfolk whose personalities are similar to your own. If your bond with the kinfolk falls to 0, then it is broken. Expect them to stick around long if this happens. So there are permadeath consequences, and not even permadeath, just perma relationship shit. Like this is just like life. You fuck. You say something wrong, or you just keep fucking abusing the people around you, you'll get, you know, criticized for it and even lose those people. Interesting. I love that. However, the stronger your bond is with the kinfolk, the harder it is for that bond to be lowered or broken. So it's definitely a good idea to form strong bonds with your kinfolk, which is, damn. Rather than one type being better in a fight against another simply because it deals twice as much damage. Pokemon. Come on. We all know. We're trying something different. Your success will greatly depend on your skill, strategy, and personal playstyle. All types will deal equal damage to each other. So that's interesting. That's really interesting that they're not weak against one another. The way the typings work is that they just what? Okay, so zoner, hit and run based. Okay, so it's very much fire, obviously. You know, it's more like a magic based system, more like a mage. Favorable matchup, Gaia. So I'm assuming favorable matchup is because Gaia's more of a token minion based. Oh, that's interesting. An unfavorable matchup. So playstyle, combo, flow based. So okay, so showing like the playstyles. So essentially, types are classes instead of being just, as they said, twice as much damage, which obviously Pokemon has, which if you just have the right type, you can rip through any Pokemon, because you have stab damage and then you also have type damage, so that sometimes might even be ×4 damage, which rush, glass cannon based. Ooh, interesting. So rush means like it's fast, but you know, and they hit hard, but you get hit, you're gonna get hurt. Playstyle, stall, crowd control based. So it's showing like how one is more like, oh, just move, hit really hard and really fast, and then here's this one is like just stagger your shit, you know, be a rock, kind of, you know. It's very obviously it's very much based on their typings. Tank, bruiser based. So this is gonna be the tank. I mean, it says it right there, right? You're gonna hit hard and you're gonna be able to take in a lot of damage. So, which is also interesting because of the stall, crowd control. That's interesting. So if you're like, oh, I have 5 of these fuckers, you're gonna switch to that kinfolk, which is interesting. Playstyle, buff, sustain based. So favorable matchup and unfavorable. Oh, so light and dark are weak against each other. Well, they're just not favorable. Like, I'm saying weak in the Pokemon sense, but I mean just like they have their advantages and disadvantages when facing each other. Because buff, you can buff yourself, but then also dark is like you debuff the light. So it's like, oh well, fuck. Then neutral playstyle is obviously probably the all-arounders. You could think of types in kinfolks like fighting styles or playstyles. Yeah, right. So like classes, yeah. Each type has its own playstyle and has its own favorable or unfavorable matchups against the other playstyles. So essentially, it's like nobody might know this game, but it's called Absolver. It's a fighting game. A very Dark Soul. It's a Dark Souls fighting game. Really good. And there are certain martial arts. There are 4 classes of martial arts you can learn. One of them is Drunken Fist. One of them is like kind of wind style, where it's just like floating and you can like dodge, and it's really good. Anyway, the point is that this is very much like that. Like each martial art has a different focus, right? One like hits hard. One of them does like dodging, but also attacks, and then the other is very fast and dodgy, I guess. I forget what they're called, but they're really good. I highly recommend you play Absolver. As you travel the world, you will quickly encounter kinfolk whose souls have been corrupted by the fog. You need to cleanse them using light from the one of the game's many shrines if you want to add them to your team. Okay, interesting. Well, is that a shrine though? Action combat, real-time battles. Battling Kindred Fates takes place in real time. More than any other monster battle game, your skill will decide whether you win or lose. What I love about this is that I actually get to control the kinfolk, right? Whereas in Pokemon, I guess the best analogous would be Pokken Tournament. I've never played it, but you play as the Pokemon, and it's essentially a 3D arena fighting game, but you play the Pokemon, right? And this is essentially what this is. However, what I would have liked from a Pokemon game is to have the normal Pokemon, and then when you go into battle, you like throw the Pokeball, and like that's the transition, right? You're following the Pokeball, it opens, and then you become the Pokemon. And in a weird way, it's kind of like this, right? It's kind of like this, but with Pokemon. And it becomes more Pokken Tournament-like. And you actually move around, you gotta shoot, you know, fire or water or electricity or whatever the fuck it is, right? Very much like this. But hey, you know, Pokemon wants to be stagnated, then we'll get Kindred Fates over here to fucking beat them out. Oh, man. It's like if they're like, oh yeah, even if they do marketing for this and get like plushies and stuff, it's like fine, I don't care. I mean, obviously if they follow, obviously if they do well, they'll do well, and eventually at some point if they become like Pokemon, then we'll find another Kindred Fates to take their place. Essentially, hopefully that won't happen, but it seems like Kindred Fates is doing a good job so far, because they don't really seem to be focusing on oh, are these Kindred folk marketable? Can we sell them to kids and shit? Like, maybe that one, yes, but not all of them. Like this one, you can still get a plushie of it too. Like, they're simple, but like interesting enough in design. In Kindred Fates, if your kinfolk falls in combat, they don't faint. They're actually dead. So obviously we have a permadeath system, potentially. Very much like Bloodborne. Where you have souls, right? Every time you kill a beast in Bloodborne, you gain souls, and you can use soul echoes, blood souls, blood echoes. Sorry, there. I was like, I know the name. What is it fucking called? It's the blood echoes. You gain blood echoes, and if you die, you drop those blood echoes, because at some point you do need to you have to hold them until you can get enough to level up. So what happens in Bloodborne is if you die, you either drop them on the floor, or one of the enemies will take them. So when you go back to that spot where you died, an enemy's eyes will glow, and you have to kill that enemy in order to get your echoes back. However, if you die again before you can get them back, you lose your echoes forever. So that's essentially the permadeath system. You don't die permanently, but all the work you've done has essentially been erased. And that's essentially what this is here as well, which is very nice. There are a few caveats to this. When they die, their soul will materialize as a small blue flame that floats in the air where they died. If you walk over to it and pick it up, it will be added to your inventory, and you'll be able to revive them. If they die somewhere unreachable, their soul will float to the nearest reachable location. So obviously, if it's like, hey, yo, if they die outside of the game's geometry, we'll pull them into like somewhere where you can physically touch the soul and re-grab them, right? You'll also receive a key item at the start of the game that can only be assigned to one kinfolk at a time. The kinfolk you select with this item will automatically return to you if they die. So essentially, you get one unpermadeath, I guess, meaning that they can always be revived. However, if you aren't able to reach a kinfolk's flame before it burns out, they are gone forever. So it's interesting to give that sense of permanence. Memorial. In the player's hometown, somewhere near their house, there's a place called the Memorial. So if they actually do die, which, fuck, that shit hurts, dude. That shit fucking hurts. Whenever one of your kinfolk dies, their name, nickname, if they had one, picture, bond level, date you met them, and date of their death are immortalized here. You can visit the memorial anytime to pay your respects, or place a candle in their honor. Bruh. Remember when it was like in Pokemon where you're like, oh hey, I'm gonna get rid of you, right? And then you just release the Pokemon. You would release it, and then the Pokemon would show back up. It's like, oh, he didn't want to leave. It's like, bruh. But like here, we're like, you actually, it has that human element, right? That all the effort you did isn't just gone. You're gonna fucking remember that shit. It's here still. It's just gone, you know? Something you had is lost. And fuck, dude, if that doesn't hurt. Fuck. PvP. Kindred Fates will offer online 1v1 or 2v2 matchmaking. So, obviously I haven't played the combat yet, so hopefully it'll be good. We'll see what happens when we get to that. But for now, we'll, hopefully the game will have some decent combat. I mean, obviously, if it's not, I'll be sure to let them know, because they're going to be taking feedback from me. Hopefully, assumingly. Trading. Once you've added another user to your friend list, you'll have the ability to trade kinfolk with them online. Oh, that's nice. Trading is... No, that's good. The pre-alpha combat arena. So, if our Kickstarter is successful, which it is, and they have reached all the... Obviously, we've already seen that, so they have reached it. We will start sending out keys for a test of our combat system. You'll be able to play people online and give us feedback on how the game feels. There will be several kinfolk for you to build a team with and multiple arenas to battle in. So obviously we're not gonna have the combat arena test is the beta pre-alpha. Fuck, Jesus Christ. Anyway, this essentially will be where we tell them, hey, this doesn't feel like this. Maybe you should tighten up these controls so they don't feel floaty, very much like Kingdom Hearts, right? Where this animation, the startup animation is too slow, you know, like kick it up by like 5 frames or something. However that's gonna work, but it's not gonna be like, here you can play through this amount of the game and you can play online, right, and build your own team. It's like, no, you can just use these ones and then tell us what you think of these and we'll adjust accordingly, rather than, hey, this world design, this and that. No, it's just specifically the combat, which is nice. Backer rewards, add-ons. So you can check all these out. I'm not gonna really deal with these. Obviously, these are all fucking massive, dude. I'm not gonna really talk about a lot of those. You can check out those yourself. We do have, there is one I do want to talk about. It's called Royal, $250. Obviously, I'm not gonna pay that. Essentially, this is the Phantom version, the shiny version of the Medshit line. That's it. That's what Phantoms are. So we're gonna just skip over to team. Skymill Studios is a small but immensely passionate team based out of Columbus, Ohio. This is our first game together, but we're no strangers to the industry. The team was formed by a dream of creating a game that would push the monster battle genre forward. Together, we're putting everything we have, the Kindred Fates. Titles our team members have been a part of include Wildstar, Clash Royale, the Dragon Prince series, a Frank Miller film, 300. What? Okay. All right. Great. And then I guess these are all the people. That's funny. They're using their character, the little monster designs. That's very fun. That's interesting. I like the curly line. I'm assuming it's gonna be like light mecha. I wish they would change that to like metal. That'd be a lot easier. I don't like mecha. A roadmap. November 2018. Beginning of development. They misspelled beginning, but that's not a problem. January 2020. Kickstarter. Fuck. 2 years. Holy shit. You know what? I'm gonna join that Discord, bruh. I'm gonna join the Discord. Yeah. Yeah, I'm fine. Why not? Alright. Yeah, I did it. Oh, you're not gonna see it, but I think I joined it. Nice. I don't know how the fuck does he do that? Like, oh. And then, so here we go. We have August 20th, which is the 2020 beta, alpha, sorry. And then we have the 2022, 2 years, 2-year gap, and then we'll get the beta. And then June 2023 is when we'll get the full release, which is, wow. We're getting a beta roughly 7 months before the release date. That's not bad. I don't really like betas being that close to release. That feels too weird, right? And then obviously here are their Instagram, Discords. Obviously you can check that in the description down below for their links. That's it. That's fuck. How long was I talking about that? Oh my god, roughly an hour. Oh my god. All right. So here's my pledge. I pledged $45. Challenger, you will receive access to the closed beta combat arena. Here you'll be able to battle friends online and give. Wait, what? Wait, whoa. So I'm not part of the alpha? No. Wait, what? How much? Oh shit. So I need to pay 100 to get to the beta, to the alpha. No, I only paid for the beta, dude. Dude. You know what? Fine. That's fine. I'm okay with that. That's okay. I'm all right with that. Let's go back. All right, that's fine. That's fine. So obviously, access to the beta arena. You'll be able to battle friends online and give feedback on how the game feels, including all the previous tiers. Includes closed beta, arena key, in-game title, challenger, digital copy of the game, founder's hoodie, in-game cosmetic, official soundtrack, exclusive access to progress board, digital wallpaper pack. Great. So we're done. That's it. Kindred Fates. That is Kindred Fates is Kickstarter page. That's really all there is to it. This has already been an hour. Roughly an hour. So holy fuck. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I feel like, you know what? That's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna make another video. It's gonna be an entirely separate video. We'll do 2 videos for this. Do this video talking about the Kickstarter, and then we'll go talk about the trailer another day, from my perspective anyway. So yeah, oh my god, I'm so excited. No, you know what? Okay, to be fair, I'm gonna film these separately, but you'll see the video in probably one sitting. No, I feel like that might be too long because I gotta cut this one down, and then, you know what? Yeah, it'll just be 2 separate trailers. All right, thanks for watching. I don't know why I saluted. That was weird. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I appreciate you being here. I enjoyed making it. Subscribe, hit that notification bell, so that you can be aware of any content I'm creating at the moment. Roughly right now, the channel is just me discussing stuff, or criticizing something, or reacting to trailers at the moment, I guess. I haven't really had the time to be doing more critical stuff, like scripting a video and editing it together, and I have like 2 or 3 in the pipeline, but right now it's just a lot of work. Also, I'm trying to get out of debt so I can move out and stuff, so that's a lot of work. So subscribing and hitting those notification bells would really help me out so that I can actually make this a full-time job. Also, you can also go check out my secondary channel, my second YouTube channel, where I play video games, Imaginary Dork. The description, the link is in the description down below. I keep saying it wrong. Anyway, yeah, I also have a Twitter and an Instagram. Twitter is normally where I just throw out my thoughts, and then Instagram is normally where I make updates, where I'm like, hey, video's coming soon, blah blah blah, or I'll show a weird editing thing happening, maybe a mishap, or maybe it might be an exclusive clip of me like, hey, yo, the fucking video's coming, here's like a little funny clip. I thought that was funny. Maybe not the funniest joke, because I want to save the good jokes until the video comes out. But that's it. Yeah. Again, you can find their link in the description down below. All of their socials, I'll put it as well in the description down below. Please, if you've been looking for a Pokemon, a game similar to Pokemon, please look this up. And if you've been looking for an action game like this, very, just action RPG, I get with action gameplay. Yeah, there we go. That's the word. Then check them out. Give them however money you think they're worth from the trailers they've given. Obviously, it doesn't. Obviously, we'll take a look at the trailers later, but right now, yeah, I'm excited. I'll see when I cut this down, see how much time there is. If anything, I'll just throw these all together. Who knows? But that's it. I'll see you in the next video. You know what to do. Get out. You cook. I'm tired. Oh, I knew this was gonna be a long time. I knew this was gonna be a while. All right. Bye.